only.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right, gate is down on motor number 6, 8 and under open. Scott Austin Miller, Emmett Hall, Jackson Smownich, and Seth Daly. We're taking 4 riders out on track, 3 of them going on to a main event for an 8 and under open. Got Hall and Miller got a pretty good shot in and out of the first corner, followed up by Smownich and Daly on the outside looking in, all the way back down the 2 straightaway. Still Hall and Miller out on the 1-2. Smownich sitting on the bubble. Seth Daly doing a little bit of work, see if he can move on up into those top 3 spots. All the way back at us, it's all Emmett Hall stretching it way on out down through the rhythm section, followed up by Miller and Smownich. Here comes Seth Daly trying to find a way up the inside line, all the way back at us. Smownich trying to play some defense, but Daly going to slide on up into the top 3 as we come in and out of the third and final corner. Still Emmett Hall sitting out on the 1 spot all the way back to the line. Emmett's going to get a spot. Austin Miller sitting back to the 2 spot. He's going to get a spot along with Seth Daly. Out of moto number 6. 7 is the moto number. 9 to 12-year-old open. Scott Sawyer Penny, Edric Hawthorne, Creighton Harv, Zach Attack Bass, and Emma Smilenich. Got Hawthorne and Penny sitting out on the 1-2, followed up by Zach Attack and Creighton Harv's. Emma Smilenich on the outside looking in. We're only taking 2 riders on out of this one.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Zach Attack and Harv's on the outside looking in. 2 riders going on out to a main event all the way back to the line. Hawthorne and Penny going to grab up your spots out of moto number 7. 8 is the moto number. More 9 to 12-year-old opens out on track. 4 riders out there, 2 going to a main event looking for Duval, Benny the Jet Bass, Adeline Hall, and the Gladiator Gunnar Nash. In and out of turn number 2, got Nash and Benny the Jet sitting out on the 1-2. Duval and Hall on the outside looking in, going to try to find a way on up to the top 2. All the way down through the rhythm section. The Gladiator's still going to hold on to the 1 spot in and out of the third and final corner. Benny the Jet sitting on the 2. Here comes Big Mac, going to try to put a charge on all the way to the stripe. 2 riders going on out to a main event. Gunnar Nash going to get a spot, and Benny the Jet Bass going to get a spot out of moto number 8. 9 is the moto number. 13 and over opens. Got Schwartz, Penny, Smilenich, and Combs. Got Evan Penny sitting out front right now, followed up by Seth Schwartz and Cash Combs. We're taking 2 riders on now to a main event out of this one. Combs going to try to find a line all the way back to the stripe. Schwartz trying to hold on to the 2 spot all the way back at us. Going to go Penny. We'll check with scoring on that one. '97 by grabbing up that second transfer spot is Seth Schwartz out of moto number 9. 10's the moto number. More 13 and over opens. Got Fetch, Mason, Tolfree, Hopkins, and Mays. 2 riders on out to a main event. What up, baby? All the way down through the third straightaway. Going to go Tolfree and Mason sitting out on the 1-2. Everybody else playing a little bit of catch-up, including Hollywood, Hopkins, and Mays. But all the way back at us. Why are you sitting down, man? I know it's round 2, but you can't be sitting down yet. Going to go Tolfree and Mason for your transfer spots out of moto number 10.
Watch the gate.
11 is the motor number out on track. 17 to 20-year-old women cruisers got Susan Connell, Grandma Mary Wallace, and Gabby Welch. Looks like total points. We're taking 2 riders on out to the main event out of this one. What you see is what you get. Susan Connell sitting out front right now by Gabby Welch. They're looking at your top 2 spots. Grandma Mary back to the 3. In and out of turn number 2, single file. Got a league graduate. 17 to 20-year-old cruisers looks pretty good, guys. Connell sitting out front on this one, followed up by Welch back to the 2 spot. They're going to try to stretch out the gap as we go through the rhythm section. Grandma Mary back to the 3.
Ready, watch the gate.
Once again, not total points on this one. What you see is what you get all the way back to the stripe. Susan Connell going to get a spot, and Gabrielle Welch going to get a spot out of moto number 11. Turning the page over to moto number 12, 9-year-old cruisers got Brandon Hale, Elijah Holly, and Connor Toussaint Coonan. Once again, Toussaint Coonan got a pretty good shot out of turn number 1, going to lead him all the way down through the second straightaway. Going to go Toussaint Coonan, Hale, Holly out on the 1, 2, 3 as we come all the way through the rhythm section. Doing it for the Bicycle Shack, still sitting out front on this one. Toussaint Coonan trying to put a little bit of an advantage back to Hale and Holly.
Watch the gate.
A little bit of airtime all the way back down the 4th straightaway. Going to go Toussaint Coonan for another 1 spot. Hale going to grab up another 2. Holly for another 3 out of moto number 12. 13's the moto number. More total points racing out of 13-year-old cruisers. Got Edric Hawthorne, Ryder the Tank Thornton, and Creighton Harves. Oh, Hawthorne lost a foot down the 2 straightaway. Got back on it pretty quick. Going to hold on to the 2 spot, but it's all the tank of Ryder Thornton sitting out front right now, followed up by Hawthorne and Harves 1, 2, and 3. Total points on this one, they're all going to the main event, just fighting for low points. Who gets the best of each other coming all the way back to the main event? It's all Ryder Thornton out of this one, going to grab up another 1 spot. Hawthorne going to come home for another 2. Harves for another 3 out of moto number 13. 14's a moto number. 15-year-old cruisers got Forrest, Neal, Harrison, Olson. Keller Olson sitting out front right now, followed up by Slow-Mo Neal. We're taking 3 riders on out to a main event, looking like the Golden Peddler sitting on that 3rd and final spot. Camden Forster on the outside looking in, putting on a little bit of an air show on the full suspension all the way back at us. That was a little bit close.
Ready? Watch the
Back
gate.
to the line, 3 spots up for grabs. 3 riders sitting pretty safe all the way back at us. Going to go Olson, Neal, and Harris grabbing up your transfer spots out of moto number 14. 15 is the moto number. 5 and under novice. Got 1 rack of them sitting out here. 2 riders going on out to a semi-main event. Got Maggie Welch, Piper Franklin, Kaliana Chidsey, and Rhett Chitwood. 2 riders going on out looking like Piper Franklin and the 373 of Rhett Chitwood sitting out 1 and 2 down through the 2 straightaway. Kaliana on the outside looking in, Maggie on the outside looking in, see what they can make happen all the way back at us. 4 riders on track, 4 come in, 2 go out. Piper Franklin doing it for the Hardcore Realty crew, still sitting out front on this one. Red back to the 2 spot. Kaliana seeing a peek at the inside line, going to try to make a run for that 2 spot all the way down through the rim section. Welch back to the 4. Oh, Kaliana trying to find an inside line. You got to commit to the pass. Going to slide on back for a 3 spot, make it a drag race all the way back down the 4th straightaway. But nobody's catching the 460 bike of Piper Franklin wire to wire on this one. Franklin going to grab up a transfer spot. And after some pressure from Kaliana, Rhett Chitwood going to grab up that 2nd and final transfer spot out of moto number 15. 16 is the moto number. More 5 and hour novice guy, Rosie Malone, Matthew Santhoff, and Ford Howell. 3 riders out on track, 2 moving on out to a semi-main event, looking like Rosie sitting out front right now out of Independence, Missouri. Going to go Malone and Santhoff 1 and 2 as we come in and out of the 2nd corner. Lucas Beck on the outside looking in. Oh, no. Well, that's not Beck. That's Ford Howell. I'm sorry, dude. In and out of the 3rd and final corner. Rosie taking the real low line, trying to find all the speed she can to move on into a semi-main event. Look at that. First race out of the beginner league, punching her ticket into a semi-main event. Rosie Malone going to get a spot, and the 150 rider Matthew Santhoff going to get a spot out of moto number 16. 17's a moto number. Last rack of 5 and under novice guy, Declan Chrysler, Weston Cross, and Adric Connell. Looking like 874 bike of Weston Cross sitting out front on this one right now, followed up by the 072 of Declan Chrysler. They're running 1 and 2. Adric trying to find a way on up to a semi-main event, taking 2 riders out of this one, single file down through the rhythm section. Still got Cross, and Chrysler outrunning 1 and 2 all the way back at us. Semi. All the way back to the line. Weston Cross going to punch his ticket to a semi-main event, along with a little bit of a charge coming all the way back to the line. Adric not quite going to get close enough. Going to go Declan Chrysler for that 2nd and final spot. Once again, we're taking semi-main events. We'll run after the round number 2. We will post motos for that. They will run at the end of round number 2. 6 novice out on track. Moto number 18, 377 ride sitting out front on this one. Camden Collin. Oh, taking 4 riders on out to a main event out of this one. 82 Roman Hall sitting on the 4 spot. Camden going down through that 2 straightaway. Give him a hand in and out of the 2nd corner. 377 ride Camden Collins sitting out front on this one. Going to grab 1 spot in the main event. 851 ride going to pick up a 2nd spot in the main event. That's Carter Jackson. Battle coming. Look like Melman and Hall going to try to grab up those 2 final spots. Alan Melman going to get a spot, and Roman Hall going to get a spot out of motor number 18. We're going to hand the mic over to Hollywood Xander Hopkins.
All right. Can you throw that away? 7 novice on the track, motor number 19. Got to be Franklin, Rao, and Paris on the track right now. Looks like 32 bike, Avery Franklin charging up front. Doing it for Hardcore Realtor. Coming back at me. Who's in the 2 spot? Got to be 745 bike, Braxton Rao. Those are your transfer spots as of right now. When they're heading through the section, it's still all Franklin. Single file action. Leading it up front, 1 more straight to go, and she's going to a main event. Back at me along with Braxton Rao. Good racing from Caden right there. Moving on now, 8 knots on the track. Motor number 20, got to be Lawrence Melman. Tarpening. Riker and Ryan. All right. Heading into the big second corner. That looks like 238 bike leading the way. Got to be Johnny Melman up front. 876 bike, Ryan,
Attention.
followed by the 878.
Okay, riders. Random start.
Woo.
Riders.
Ryan and Riker, 2 and 3 right now. The Tarpenen boys looking to transfer to the main event. And that's when actually the bragging rights come in hand. Ryan's a girl? My bad. I'm sorry to the Tarpening family. They're going to transfer on out. Good racing from Camila right there. Moving on, motor number 21 right now. Got to be the 9 Novice on the track. Colleen Welch, Salamano, Haley Velazquez, Kyson Parker. 3 riders going to a main event. Got to be Kyson leading the way right now. Looks like the Lamano boy. Uh-oh, rider down. You're right. Coming back at me. Looks like. Whew. Let me see. Lamano, Colleen Welch, and Kyson going to get that. We're going to get Haley checked on out right now. Moving on, 11 Novice on the track. Motor number 23. Got to be Jacqueline Harrell, Winston the Hunter Rogers, and JoJo Biondi. Uh-oh. More riders down. I think I'm definitely on the wrong moto. Yep, motor number 22 on the track. 10 Novice got Elias Collier, Madeline Schollenberg, and Dominic Paris. We got a rider down. He's back up. Let's give him a round of applause. Go that way. Elias Collier getting back up. So Schollenberg and Dominic Paris going to go to our main event. But he's going to finish it on out. Let's give it up one more time. Elias Collier taking a spill, getting right back up, jumping up. We also got Haley up. Let's give her a big round of applause, guys.
Okay, riders. Random start.
You might not be able to see it. She's right there.
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
Now we're on to motor number 23. Got to be the 11 Novice on the track. Harrell, Rogers, and Biondi charging down that front straightaway. Man, oh man. I know JoJo right there in the 2 spot, but leading up front, got to be the 838 bike. Winston Rogers on the top spot, heading into that second corner. Oh, keep it on 2 wheels. Second corner action. Still,
Attention.
Okay,
Hunter,
Random start.
Rogers, and Biondi, the Hunter, leading the way right now, but he's getting hunted. JoJo Biondi diving down low. He says, I'm going to fight right back. Oh, white line keeps it up all the way to the line. Drag race. Going to be Biondi and Rogers going to a main event. Good racing from Jacqueline right there. 11 Novice now coming down that second straightaway. Motor number 24 got op for Malone and Laney on the track. In and out of that big second turn. 852 bike leading the way. Got to be Herman up front, followed by the 206 of Zach Laney.
Attention.
Right there, charging down that second straightaway. Zach's looking for a low line.
Ready. Watch the gate.
All right. Back at me. Got to be Opfer and Laney going to a main event. Good racing from Malone. Are they posted? Not yet? Not yet? Okay. 12 Novice, motor number 25, got Winship, Arnold, and Campbell on the track right now. 162 bike, doing it for Purple Heart Racing. Got to be Connor Arnold up front, charging the show. Right behind them, that's got to be the 34 bike of Riley Campbell. Looking to take over the top spot, in and out of the last corner. High-low action. Nope, they're going to go a single file. Down that second straightaway, got to be Arnold and Campbell. Good racing from Winship right there. Motor number 26 now, 13 Novice on the track. Total points racing for the boys. Got to be Harris, Skaggs, and King. Coming back at me, man in black on the attack. Got to be the 23 bike, Corbin Skaggs. Up front right now, followed by the 114, Dill Pickle Harris. Right there in the 2 spot.
Watch the gate.
Last corner action looks like single file. All the way to the line, wire to wire. Got to be Skaggs picking up another 1 spot. Harris going to get the 2. Got to be Caden King coming on by with a 3 spot. 15 Novice now. Motor number 27 got Cody Mays, Alexander Paris, Will Gillette. On the top spot, getting that whole shot, looks like the 255 bike. Got to be Cody Mays up front right now. Right behind him is the 169 bike of Will Gillette right there in the 2 spot.
Attention.
Here comes
Okay,
Alexander on the
random
3.
start.
Moving on, we got 2 riders going to a main event. They're battling all the way to the line. Got to be Mays and Gillette, 1 and 2, transferring on through. 1720 Novice on the track now. Motor number 28 got total point racing for Timothy Collier, Ashlyn Hoyer, and Ethan Pope. 653 bike, got to be Ethan Pope on the top spot right now, followed by the 383 of Timothy Collier.
Attention.
Back at me.
Okay, riders.
Still.
Random start.
Pope, Collier, and Hoyer, 1, 2, and 3.
The gate.
And that's how it looks like they're going to finish it out. Pope with the 1 spot, got to be Collier, keeping it on 2 wheels down that last straightaway. He'll pick up a 2 spot. Hoyer going to come on by with a 3. Moving on now, getting a little older and a little bit faster. 41-45 Nervous is on the track. Motor number 29 got Welch, Dominguez, and Dutton. 306 bike leading the way. Got to be
Attention.
Joe Dominguez on the top spot. 2 riders going to a main event out of this one. It's Dominguez and let's see what the paper plate says. Looks like a 424. Gotta be David Welch picking up that second transfer spot. Good racing from Greg right there. 6 intermediate now on the track. Motor number 30 got Miller, Gash, Tipton, and Daly on the top spot. They're all airing it into that second corner. Looks like the 368 bike,
Attention.
Austin Miller.
Okay, riders.
He got his
Random
first
start.
intermediate win last night
Riders
and his
ready,
first intermediate
watch the gate.
race. That's pretty sick to watch. Austin Miller on the top spot right now, followed by one of the Tipton boys. Gotta be Remy Tipton on that 2 spot, followed by the 186 bike of Seth Daly going to a main event. Good racing from Lachlan right there. 7 intermediate on the track now. Hunter Metters. Rider down. We're going to get him checked out. Hunter Metters on the track. Grayson G Money Tune along with Jackson Smilinich. Looks like we got 2 riders. A little bit of a boat ride. They're talking to each other. They're like, we're both making the main event. Let's give these guys a show.
Attention.
In and out of that last corner, looks like G Money on the top spot, followed by the State 7 bike. Got to be Jackson Smilinich transferring on through for 7 intermediate main event. Man, oh man, these boys are charging down that front straightaway. Got to be the 9 intermediates, motor number 32, total points race. And I can see why they're all wanting to get to that first corner first. Looks like JT Tipton, Dylan Stinky Hurrell, and Sawyer Penny on the top spot right now. Got to be the 90 bike. That's Stinky Hurrell leading the charge back through the rhythm section, followed by the State 1 bike.
Ready,
Sawyer
watch the
Penny
gate.
trying to charge him down. He's on the attack. He's looking to go around the outside, Slim Shady style. Gets it done. He's going to pick up the top spot back at me. Single file now. Got to be Penny, Harrell, and Tipton, 1, 2, and 3. 10 intermediate, more total points racing action coming at you. Motor number 33 got Ethan Dill, Lily Olson, and Big Mac Duval. On the top spot, Purple Heart Racing Colors, got to be Big Mac.
Attention.
Up,
Okay, riders. Random
followed by the
start.
State 7 bike, Lily Olson. Right there on the 2 spot. Ethan Deal on the 3. Semis. Semis are posted. We're going to run our semi main events right after the experts of round number 2. So 5 and under novices that made their semi main events, be ready after Moto 47
Attention.
to be on up
Okay,
there.
riders. Random start.
11 intermediate now, motor number 34.
Riders
Got to be Benny the Jet Bass, Zack Attack Bass, Bug Thornton, and Bullet Bill Lakey on the track right now. 3 riders going to a main event. Coming back at me. Got to be the State bike of Benny the Jet Bass along with Reese Bug Thornton. And that's going to be Zack Attack Bass rounding out your top 3. Motos for the semis are posted on Facebook, on the website, and paper old school style, pre-COVID style,
Attention.
Okay, riders. Random start.
up on the sign-up shack.
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
Moving on, gotta be, flip the page too fast. No, I didn't. Boat ride. 13 intermediate now. Motor number 36 on the track. Got to be Benjamin Fesh, Gabriel Belgrave, Archer Penny, and Neon Noah Odell. On the top spot, got to be the 181 bike. That's Belgrave leading the charge. AOT colors in that 2 spot. That's a Neon Noah Odell. And on the 3, I was racing him in opens. That's Benny Fish. Coming back at me. That looks like your transfers, Belgrave, Odell, and Fetch. Good racing from Archer right there. 14 intermediate now. Total points race in action. 4, motor number 37, Kirby the Maverick Green. Madeline Misbehaving Brinker. Dakota the Golden Peddler Harris. Oh, Tokyo Drift. Can you make it stick? Man, they're side by side through the rhythm section. Let's give it up for these guys. They're wanting it. Total points racing. Every race counts. Back at me. Man, he's still on the gas. Golden Peddler trying to make it happen. Not gonna. Looked like Brinker got it at the line. Woo. Golden Peddler with the 2. Maverick gonna come on by with the 3. Where is a Hayden Harbs at when you need him? 15 intermediate now. Motor number 38, Kyle Velazquez, Malin Poca, and Emerson Cheese Dust Swoboda. Swoboda giving him the business, showing him, you're not going around the outside. I'm going to win this moto at the line. Swoboda with the 1, Velazquez with the 2, Poca on the 3. There he is. I got to go race in like a couple seconds, so I'll finish out the intermediates. 51 to 55 intermediate on the track right now. Motor number 39. Got Nunez Edwards, Skeeter Woolery, and Grandma Mary Wallace. Top spot, got to be the 66 bike. Coming all the way out of Omaha, Nebraska for Purple Heart Racing. Rod Nunez Edwards. All the way back to the line. He's followed up by Keith Skeeter Woolery. And here comes Mama Mary Wallace. On by. We're going to give it back to Hayden.
All right, huge thank you to Hollywood Hopkins for announcing round number 2. Huge thank you to Xander Hopkins for announcing round number 2. We wish him luck over in his second round. Turn our attention over to the expert class, 8-year-old experts, motor number 40. Got T-Bone Moorhead and Bellamy Aldrich sitting out front right now. Holly on the outside looking in. Oh, wait, there is no outside. It's total points. In and out of the third and final corner. Still T-Bone Moorhead sitting out front on this one all the way back at us. Bellamy Aldrich trying to hold on for some 2 points. All the way back at us. That's how it's going to go. Moorhead for the 1. Moorhead for the 1. Aldrich for the 2. Holly for the 3. Out of motor number 40. 41's a motor number. 10-year-old experts got Cooper the Real Deal. Gavin the G-Man Campbell and Cruise Control Combs. Got the G-Man and the Real Deal sitting out 1-2 right now. Cruise Control on the outside looking in. Going to try to find a way in and out of the third and final corner. Oh, G-Man tried to move on up to the 1 spot. Got a little bit of a door slam from Deal. Now we got a drag race all the way back at us. The Real Deal sitting out on the 1 spot. G-Man trying to hold on to the 2. Combs going to try to come on by at the line. Going to go Deal and Campbell grabbing up your transfer spots out of that one. 42's a motor number. 13-year-old experts. Total points racing on this one. Got Hattie, Thornton, and Couts out running 1, 2, and 3. That's how they went in round number 1. Going to try to switch on up the points for round number 2. Oh, Thornton going to pull up alongside Hattie in and out of that third and final corner. Going to try to make it a drag race all the way back to the line. Couts lurking back on the 3 spot. Trying to change up the points. Looks like we might have the same scores as round 1. Going to go Hattie, Thornton, Couts, 1, 2, and 3. Out of 42. 43 is a motor number. 14-year-old experts. Ashley got a pretty good shot along with Wiseman. Here comes Neil on the outside looking in now, trying to find a little work. 43 is a motor number. Got Neil, Ashley, and Wiseman. Jamison Ashley doing it for the Gold Coast Daylight Crew, sitting out front right now, followed up by Wiseman and Neil. Neil going to try to do a little bit of shopping, see if he can move on up to the top 2 spots as we go in and out of the third and final corner. Wiseman got him all over the rear wheel, going to try to hold off the charge out of the Freaky Fast Colors all the way back to the line. Jamison Ashley going to get a spot, and Gerald Wiseman going to get a spot out of motor number 43. 44 is a motor number. 15-year-old experts got Schwartz, Welch, Olson, and Penny. Quentin Welch and Seth Schwartz sitting down on the 1-2 right now. Olson sitting on the bubble. Got Evan Penny all over the rear wheel right now, trying to find a way on up to a main event. Oh, going to come around the outside, slam the door shut. Penny moving on up to the 3 spot. Olson now having to do a bit of shopping back to the line, but it's going to go Welch, Schwartz, Penny. Those will be your transfer spots. Out of motor number 44. 45 is a motor number. 16-year-old experts got Super Cooper Kelly, Lola Jonjovic, and Amir the Speed Racer toll-free. Got Amir sitting out front right now. Lola J trying to hang close, but he's putting up the gas in and out of the third and final corner, stretching it on out. Super Cooper Kelly back to the 3 spot. That's how they'll roll in and out of the third and final turn. Toll-free going to tie it on up with Lola J for the main event. Going to go toll-free. Janjovic, Kelly, 1, 2, and 3. Semi-main events to staging. Semi-main events to staging. If you need your moto number, they're posted over there by sign-ups.
Ready, watch the gate.
All 500 novice riders. Semi-main events to staging. 1720 experts. Gate is down. Madden with a little bit of a slip-up. Got Hollywood Hopkins, Sugar Sean Madden, and Jason Mason. Total points racing on this one. Mason sliding on up to the 1 spot as we come out of the second corner. Going to go Mason, Madden, Hopkins, 1, 2, and 3 all the way back at us. Oh, Madden going to stay low, try to move on up to the 1 spot. Mason trying to tie it on up for the main event, keep things interesting. All double manuals galore down through the 3rd straightaway. All kinds of style out of Mason. Here comes Madden trying to...
Attention.
Rock, paper,
Okay, riders,
scissors. Oh,
random start.
I missed the finish because of you, man.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
One bike of Madden grabbing up the 1 spot on that one, keeping his low points, moving on to the main event. Jason Mason going to come home for the 2 spot. Hollywood Hopkins for the 3 out of motor number 46. 47's the main event. 26, 35-year-old experts got Andrew Rao, Brian Peck, and Ryan Lammert. Got Rao sitting out front, followed up by Peck and Lammert going 1, 2, and 3. Lucas Beck to staging. Lucas Beck to staging for your semi-main event. Still got Rao, Peck, Lammert out on the 1, 2, 3, taking 2 riders on out to the main event out of this one. Got a little bit of legacy coming in and out of the 3rd and final corner. Andrew Rao going to go wire to wire on this one out of Blue Springs, Missouri. Going to come back home for the 1st transfer spot. Donut Factory colors of Brian Peck going to grab up the 2nd transfer spot out of motor number 47. Semi-main events for 5 and under novices, getting them staged up over here and ready to roll. For you beginner league parents, I'm sure Justin's talked a lot of you through it, but if you have never run a semi-main event or never been talked through one, we are going to take all of the riders who transferred out of round number 1 and round number 2. When we have more than a certain number of riders, many to get through 2 rounds, we rack them up for a semi-main event. Semis. So the first semi, 1, 2, 3, and 4 move on to the main. Second semi, positions 1, 2, 3, and 4 move on to the main event. That will make 8 riders for a full gate in the main. Little bit of, what a way to throw the beginner league, our racing league riders in. Come on out for your first Friday race. A lot of them getting put into a semi-main event tonight. Really, it's just one more lap. Tell your kids they got to get top 4.
Attention.
Also, big old thank you to Chuck Williams Photography and ZH Photography. Still out here comes semi-main events taking photos for us. Along with Kona Ice out in the parking lot. Appreciate you, but turn our attention over to motor number 1 of 500 novice semi-main events. Pretty good shot out of Tarpening, and Harv's going to go 1, 2 down the first straightaway. Man in black on the attack on the inside line, going to try to slide on up to first place, but it's all the neon gloves believe that's Ruby Tarpening. Second place rider taking a spill in that first corner. He's already back up on his feet. Give him a hand, but all the way back at us fighting for 4 spots. Tarpening sitting out on the 1 spot, followed up by Chrissa, and Harv's outrunning 2, 3. Piper Franklin back to the 4. Tight racing. Harv's going to try to slide on up to the 1 spot. Princess Piper going to move on up to first place. Ruby Tarpening back to the 2. Declan Chrissa back to the 3 spot. Piper Franklin for the 4. Rosie Malone doing a little shopping on the 5 spot. Tarpening trying to slide on by Chrissa, move up to the 2 spot. But these top 4 trying to stretch it on out, play some defense, keep it safe all the way to the line. 841 is up. Lucas Beck is back up on his feet. Give him a hand. But all the way back to the line, Princess Piper Harv's going to get a spot. Declan Chrissa going to get a spot, along with Ruby Tarpening and Piper Franklin. Those are going to be your transfers out of the semi-main event number 1. Great racing to Rosie and Lucas.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Gate is down on motor number 2 with 5 iron. Novice got Madden Kilberg, Zoe Holly, Weston Moore, Rhett Shitwood, Matthew Santhoff, and Weston Cross. Pretty good shot out of the highlighter. Believe that's Weston Moore in and out of turn number 1. Going to stretch it way on out. 700 bike of Moore stretching it way out to the front. Down the 2 straightaway. Madden Kilberg moving up to the 2. Rhett Shitwood back to the 3 spot. Oh, Weston Cross sliding on up to the 4. Santhoff back to the 5. Zoe Holly on the 6. Santhoff and Holly doing all kinds of work to try to move on up into those top 4 spots. But it's still Weston Moore, Madden Kilberg, Rhett Shitwood, and Weston Cross outrunning 1, 2, 3, and 4. Santhoff and Holly doing a little bit of shopping to move on up to the top 4. Kilberg putting a little bit of pressure on Weston Moore up at the front of the pack. Cross also putting a little bit of pressure on the 373 of Rhett Chitwood all the way back at us. But all you got to do is finish in the top 4 to move on to a main event, and that's going to happen for Weston Moore and Madden Kilberg out on the 1-2 all the way back to the line. Weston Cross and Rhett Chitwood going to get your final 2 transfer spots. So that's Kilberg, Moore, Chitwood, and Cross grabbing up your 4 transfer spots out of the second.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right, Blue Springs BMX, let me hear you get loud. Gate is down for 8 and under, opens motor number 6. Got Austin Miller, Everett Hall, Tristan T-Bone Moorhead, Bellamy Aldrich, and Seth Daly. Got $30 total up for grabs, 15 to the winner, 9 place, $9 a second, $6 to third. Got T-Bone Moorhead and Bellamy Aldrich out running on the 1-2 right now. Emmett Hall back to the 3. Austin Miller and Seth Daly running up the 4-5. But down through the rhythm section, it's all T-Bone Moorhead. Got Bellamy Aldrich all over the rear wheel, fighting for a little bit of money in and out of the third and final corner. All the way back out of still Moorhead. Aldrich taking a peek at the inside line, going to make it a drag race all the way back to the stripe. See what we got. See if Aldrich has the gas to make it a race. Going to go T-Bone Moorhead for the 1, Aldrich for the 2, Emmett Hall for the 3. So that's going to go $15 and the win to Moorhead, $9 and the second place to Bellamy Aldrich, and $6 to Emmett Hall out of motor number 6.
Watch the gate.
9 to 12 open, motor number 7 and 8, got $65 total for the top 3. Got Penny, Hawthorne, Couts, Tucson, Coonan, Nash, Bass, Davidson, and Davidson. Patrick Couts trying to run around the outside. Xavier Davidson going to grab up the 1 spot. Going to go Davidson and Couts for the whole shot. EJ Hawthorne back to the 3 spot. Got Tucson, Coonan, and Corbin Davidson all over him. Couts going to find the inside line down that 2 straightaway, move on up to the 1 spot. Got Couts sitting out front right now, followed up by Davidson. EJ Hawthorne sitting in the last money spot. He's got the whole wide world coming after him. Tucson, Coonan sitting on the outside, trying to come around going into turn number 3. Oh, Hawthorne going to try to slam the door shut. Tucson Coonan going to come around the outside, all the way back to the line. Going to go Couts, Davidson, Tucson Coonan, 1, 2, and 3. Patrick Couts grabbing up $32.50, $19.50 going to Davidson, and $13 going to Connor Tucson Coonan for that third and final spot. Here's the big one, 13 and over. Got Madden, Schwartz, Penny, Johnjovic, Mason, McCann, Kennedy, and Tolfree. Big money on the line out of this one, $70 in total. McCann going to try to grab up a whole shot. Got Kennedy right over the rear wheel. Seth Schwartz taking a detour in turn number 1, going to get back on it. 3. Madden on the 3 spot. Here comes Tolfree moving on up to the money spot. Got Freaky Fast and the captain out running 1 and 2. Speed Racer back to the 3 spot. Sugar Sean Madden back to the 4. Kennedy going to try to put on a charge all the way in and out of the third and final corner. See what we got coming all the way back at us. McCann going to hold it down for the 1 spot, followed up by Kennedy and Tolfree. Those will be your money spots. $35 going to Freaky Fast McCann for the 1. $21 going to the 2 spot Jasper Kennedy. And $14 going to Amir Tolfree on a Friday night. How about that main event?
Watch the gate.
11 is the motor number. 17 to 20-year-old ladies cruisers got Susan Connell, Madeline Misbehaving Brinker, and Gabrielle Welch. Side by side for the 2-3 in and out of the first corner, but it's all Madeline Brinker sitting out on the 1 spot, coming down the 2 straightaway, doing it for the S-Squared Missouri crew out of St. Charles. They're making the trip on up from the St. Louis area, sitting out front. We come in and out of turn number 2. Welch sitting back to the 2 spot. O'Connell sitting back to the 3, trying to make a move happen in that second corner. Down through the rhythm section, still a tight battle on the 2-3, but it's all Brinker in and out of the third and final corner, coming all the way back at us. What you see is what you get. This one is not total points. Going to go Brinker for the 1 spot. Welch and Connell doing a little battle back to the 2-3. See what we got coming all the way back down to the line. Gabrielle Welch going to grab up the 2 spot. Susan Connell going to get the 3 out of motor number 11.
Attention.
That little intermission is what happens when you got kids racing for money and you ask them to get in the gate for cruiser 10 minutes later. Not even 2 minutes later, more like. Gate is down on 9-year-old cruisers. 12 is the motor number. Got Brent Hale, Elijah Holly, and Connor Toussaint Coonan. Bicycle Shack Colors got the pop out of the inside line. Connor Toussaint Coonan going to lead him in and out of the first corner. Sitting on low points for the Bicycle Shack out of Green Valley, Missouri. Been out front all evening long. Hale sitting back to the 2 spot. Bicycle Shack Colors once again of Elijah Holly back to the 3. They're going to go single file, pretty even gap in and out of the second corner, all the way back down through the rhythm section. Going to go Toussaint Coonan, Hale, Holly.
Okay, riders, random start.
Once again, big shout out.
Riders.
ZH Photography still hanging out here. Chuck Williams Photography was out here all evening long too. Big shout out to our local photographers. He's sitting down across the line. Good etiquette, man. Toussaint Coonan going to grab up the 1 spot. Hale going to get the 2. Elijah Holly going to get the 3. That's how it's going to go out of 9-year-old cruisers. 13's the motor number. 13-year-old cruisers got Hawthorne, Thornton, and Harves. Ryder the Tank Thornton sitting out front right now on 2 wheels colors. Pleasant Hill, Missouri. Going to go Thornton, Hawthorne, Harves, 1, 2, and 3 down through the rhythm section. Total points racing once again. How you're seeing them right now is how they've been out here running all evening long. Thornton trying to hold it down for a 1-1-1 on the night. All the way back out of Thornton going to grab up the overall ace. EJ Hawthorne going to get the overall 2. Harves for the 3. 14's motor number, a little bigger, a little faster. 15-year-old cruisers got Slow-Mo Neal, Brody Stafford, the Golden Peddler Harris, Seth Schwartz, and Keller Olson. Got Stafford, Schwartz, Olson out on the 1, 2, 3 right now. What you see is what you get coming down through the 3 straightaway. Got Neal Harris holding it down on the 4, 5. Seth Schwartz trying to reel him in, but it's all Brody Stafford doing it for the Freaky Fast Racing crew all the way back at us. Back to the line, holding it down, going to go Stafford for the 1 spot, Schwartz for the 2, Olson for the 3. That'll be your finishing order out of 15-year-old cruisers. Oh, get loud, ladies and gentlemen. Little Tykes, Little Bikes, 500 novices out on track. Got Ruby Charpening, Piper Harves, Piper Franklin, Declan Chrissa, Madden Kilberg, Weston Moore, Weston Cross, and Rhett Chitwood. Pretty good shot out of Weston Moore all the way in and out of turn number 1. Got Harves back to the 2 spot, Charpening for the 3. Looking like Declan Chrissa moving on up to the 4 spot, but Weston Moore trying to stretch it on out down through the 2 straightaway. Got Piper Harves and Ruby Charpening out running 2, 3. Oh, Declan Chrissa going to move on up to the 3 spot. Madden Kilberg sitting back to the 5. All the way back at me in and out of turn number 2. Going to go Weston Moore, Piper Harves, Declan Chrissa, Ruby Charpening, and Madden Kilberg. That's your top 5, followed up by Chitwood, Franklin, and Cross. Down in and out of the 3rd and final corner. Piper Harves trying to do a little bit of hunting down up in the 1 spot, but Weston Moore got out good. He's been holding it down all the way to the stripe. See if Princess Piper's got the gas down through the 4 straightaway. Doesn't look like she's going to have enough today. Going to go Weston Moore for the 1 spot. Piper Harves for the 2. Declan Chrissa going to get that 3rd spot, followed up by Madden Kilberg on the 4. 18's the motor numbers. 6-year-old novice got Camden Collin, Roman Hall, Alan Melman, Nolan Carco, Carter Jackson, Evelyn Katie, and River Banks. Moto numbers up on the board there. This is moto number 18. Got River Banks sitting out front right now, looking like Carco back to the 2 spot. Still Banks, Carco, 377. That's Camden Collin out sitting on the 1 spot right now. Down through the 3 straightaway. Carco trying to push a little by. Push by on the outside. Banks going to try to hold him off. Side by side rub and elbows in and out of the 3rd and final corner. River Banks going to hold on to it. Got all the pressure in the world coming from that 173 and Nolan Carco. Camden holding it down to the 3 spot. Going to go River Banks, Nolan Carco, Camden Collin, 1, 2, 3. Evelyn Katie coming back for the 4 spot out of motor number 18. 19's motor number, 7-year-old novice got Avery Franklin, Braxton Rao, and Chase Kilberg. Pretty good shot out of Rao on the outside, but it's all Chase Kilberg in and out of turn number 1. Got the 1 spot. Avery Franklin sliding on up to the 2. Single file down through the 2 straightaway. Still Kilberg, Franklin, Rao outrunning 1, 2, and 3 as we go in and out of turn number 2. Kilberg still sitting out of the 1 spot. Avery Franklin's putting on a little bit of a charge, knocking on the back door. Got all kinds of momentum down through the 3rd and final straightaway. Looking like a little David versus Goliath coming in and out of this 3rd and final corner. Kilberg trying to hold on to it. Avery Franklin all over the rear wheel. We might have a drag race all the way back to the line. All the way back at us. See what we got. Franklin putting on a charge. Not quite going to have enough today. Going to go Kilberg for the spot. Avery Franklin for the 2. Braxton Rao for the 3 out of motor number 19. 20 is the motor number. Johnny Melvin, Axel Miracle, Hunter Hodges, Riker Tarpening, and Ryan Tarpening. 8-year novice. 20 is the motor number. Looking like Miracle sitting out front on this one. Axel Miracle out on the 1. Hunter Hodges back to the 2 spot. Looking like 238. Johnny Melvin back to the 3. Got Tarpening kids fighting back on the 4-5. Riker going to slide on up to the 4 spot. Ryan for the 5. In and out of the 3rd and final corner, still a 710 bike, making passes, trying to hold it down all the way to the line. Hodges putting on a charge, not quite going to have enough tonight for the 710 and Miracle. Axel Miracle going to get the 1 spot, followed up by Hunter Hodges and Johnny Melman, 1, 2, 3 out of motor number 20. 21's moto number 9-year-old novice. Got Adeline Hall, Novice Belcher, Colleen Beanie, Welch, Collins, Colton Style, Salamano, and Kyson Parker. Got Style, Belcher, and Lamano outrunning 1, 2, and 3. Adeline Hall back to the 4. Tight racing out of these top 4 or 5 riders coming all the way back at me down through the 3 straightaway. Still going to go Style out on the 1 spot. Novice Belcher knocking on the back door, trying every line in the book in and out of the 3rd and final turn. Adeline Hall sliding on by Lamano up to the 3 spot, all the way back at me down through the 4 straightaway. Style going to try to hold on to it. Belcher knocking on the door, going to go Colton Style for the 1 spot. Novice Belcher for the 2, Adeline Hall for the 3, out of motor number 21. Confirm finish on that one. 2-2-1, Colton Style with the 1. Turn 2 is the motor number 10-year-old novice guy, Madeline Schellenberg, Emma Smilich, and Dominic Paris. Schellenberg and Paris doing a little bit of battle on the 2-3, but Emma Smilich is stretching it way on out, in and out of the 3rd and final corner, all the way back at me. Madeline moving on up to the 2 spot, Dominic for the 3. Not total points on this one. What you see is what you get, all the way back to the line. 24 bike Emma Smilich going to grab up the 1 spot on a Friday night. She's got to be getting close to that intermediate class, yeah? Oh, tires are hitting, elbows, feet are down. Madeline moving up to the 2 spot, Dominic for the 3. Moving on to 23 is a motor number 11-year-old novice. Got Carlton, Rogers, Franklin, Biondi, King, Pope, Opfer, and Laney. Dylan King sitting out front right now, followed up by E-Money Carlton in the 654 ride. Sitting back to the 3 spot, Isaac Pope. Hayden Franklin back to the 4. Oh, King trying to slide on by. E-Money Carlton took a shot at the inside line. Dylan King played some defense, slammed that door shut all the way back at me. What you see is what you get. Stacked 11 novice main event. Going to go Dylan King for the 1. Everett E-Money Carlton for the 2, followed up by Pope and Franklin rounding out the top 4. Gate is down on 12-year-old novice, motor number 25. Got Rayleigh King, Connor Arnold, Riley Campbell, and Maverick Miracle. Miracle got a good shot on the inside line. Here's the showdown. Rayleigh King on the outside. They're going to go tire to tire, in and out of turn number 1. King going to take a peek at that outside line down through the 2 straightaway. A little bit crooked, held onto it. Connor Arnold back to the Campbell back to the 4. Oh, Riley Campbell going to slide on up to the 3 spot. Rayleigh King still taking every line in the book, trying to find a way by Miracle. Maverick still holding on to the 1 spot. Here comes King trying to find a way around the outside line in that 3rd and final corner. Going to tuck it on underneath, have a drag race all the way back to the stripe. Oh, Miracle and King both lock elbows. Both riders are down. That's going to leave the door open for Campbell. Riley Campbell on the 34 going to come all the way back at us for the 1 spot. Connor Arnold going to get the 2 helmet coming off down there on the 4 straightaway, getting King and Miracle checked out. Getting them off to the side of the track. 26 is the motor number, 13-year-old novice. Total points on this one. Got Dill Pickle Harris, Corbin Skaggs, and Caden King. Looking like Skaggs sitting out front right now. Dill Pickle Harris back to the 2 spot. King back to the 3. Rayleigh King is up on that 4 straightaway. Give him a hand. In and out of the 3rd and final corner. Single file out of this total points moto. They're looking at the same points all day long. Skaggs trying to go 1-1-1. Low points possible on a Friday night, grabbing up the overall ace. Dill Pickle Harris going to get the overall 2. King for the 3. Still checking out Mr. Miracle over there on the 4th straightaway. Those 2 have been racing tight all evening long, really for weeks now. They're super competitive every single time they race. Rayleigh took a peek at the inside line down through that 4 straightaway. They just clipped elbows, and once you get into an elbow lock, there's not a whole lot you can do.